Up, everybody, man? It's your boys Cam and T back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast. If you like this type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, any of those podcast platforms, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating or a thumbs up. We appreciate your love and support. I am your co-host, Tony T. Tom West, and we got my brother from another mother, Cam. Happy podcast day, brother. We didn't think we was gonna be running today, but we live. What's going on?
We here, man. We couldn't leave y'all, man, like this, man. It's too much going on right now, so we had to boot this thing up tonight. But I'm good, bro. How about yourself, man? How you living?
I'm good, man. Just busy. Life has been. I feel like the last 2 months, 3 months, I just been saying my life is busy, and it really has been. But it's all good. Blessed to be alive, healthy and well, brother. So I can't complain too much.
Yeah,
Ready to get into tonight's show. It's going to be a good one. Going into the fourth weekend, it's a lot going on in basketball and NBA. So that's mostly what we're going to be covering tonight. A lot of free agency moves. A lot has happened in the last 72 or so hours. So we'll be kind of covering everything that's happened in the NBA over the last 72 hours or so. There's going to be a new video game coming out in about 3 years. College basketball is officially back. I know a lot of people asked about it and was talking about it when EA college football came back last year. It's official. It's coming back. Probably going to be 2028. We'll talk about what we kind of expect from that. But without further ado, let's jump into it, man. We got a jam-packed show tonight, and we don't really got a lot of time to get into it. So let's just jump right on in. Cam, again, I kind of told you off camera, I've been keeping up with the NBA free agency, but not at the level. I know NBA is kind of your thing more so. So I kind of want you to kind of, because there's some transactions I've missed probably because it's just so much has happened in the last 24 hours to 48 hours, 72 hours. So I'm kind of just going to let you kind of take the floor on the basketball side of things for just a second.
yeah, man. You know, last 2 weeks have been pretty good, man, in the NBA, and it's crazy because the season's over. But
Mm-hmm.
it's really insane how quickly basketball season moves. I mean, it's really a year round thing, man. I mean, it's the season starts up again in October, but they're gonna be doing summer league, I think, next week or something
Next
like that.
week.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
basketball, and obviously, the W going strong right now as well.
Yeah.
And I know we don't have much to say about that, but the W's been really good this year. I know they announced they all stars, I think, last night. So shout out to everybody who made the team. But basketball, man, is still going strong. And so last week, we had the NBA draft. So T, I really wanted to just holler at you real quick on that
Mm-hmm.
and just give me your thoughts on the draft. Was there any surprises that you seen? Give me your winners of the draft. Give me your losers of the draft. Just give me a quick run around how you feel about it.
I think VJ Edgecombe to the Sixers, I like that a lot.
Hmm.
Because I think overall, like of course, Cooper Flag's got the most upside, probably out of anybody in this draft. Was not cap. Like he's got a potential to be like a top 5 player in this league. But I think VJ
Hmm.
Edgecombe is gonna be a really, really good player. He kind of don't. This is a little bit hyperbole, so don't go too crazy. He kind of reminds me of young Dwayne Wade. And I think I heard somebody compare him to him. But like
Yeah.
VJ Edgecombe, me and my dad was talking about him too on the phone. I think that was Saturday. We was talking about VJ Edgecombe. He's a really good player. Like I could see him being like a top 15 player in this league one day. He's really solid, really good. And for the Sixers who already got some good pieces around, I think that was a really
Right.
good addition. So I like that a lot. Um, who else did a really good job in the draft? I think again, and we'll probably talk about them in a little bit. I think the Hawks did a pretty decent job in the draft as well. They've done a really good job the last couple of weeks. So we'll jump into them in a minute. But I think they did a really good job as well. There was somebody else that, and the Hawks actually ended up trading back and getting a pick. They ended up getting a pick from New Orleans. I don't know why the Hawks just keep fleecing New Orleans. I don't know why
New Orleans.
that keeps happening, but the last couple of
Yeah.
times they've traded, it's always been like the Hawks favorable. But anyway, long story short, I think the Hawks are doing a really good job. They did a really good job in the draft. I'm trying to think on the top of my head, teams that I think did really good in the draft. That's all I can think of right now is the 76ers and the Hawks on the top of my head, at
Yeah.
least. Teams that I feel like actually, I'm gonna give you one more. The Utah Jazz. I think the Utah
Yeah.
Jazz, they did a good job by standing their ground and saying, Ace Bailey, we don't care what you think, you're coming here. So I
Yeah.
commend them on that. To me, that's a win. He has probably the third most upside in this. I like Dylan Harper, but I think Ace Bailey actually got more upside than him if it all works out. I really do.
Okay.
I think his potential is a little bit higher than Harper, in my personal opinion. Ace
Okay.
Bailey is just a hardhead kid, sound like he's just a selfish kid that's had everything go his way for the last 10 years. And, it's just what it is. These kids are pretty much glorified in AAU ranks around like 10, 11 years old. So he's probably been running the show since he was 11. So now that he can't run the show, it's a little different. But I think the Utah Jazz did a good job by saying, oh, no, you're coming here. We don't care if you don't want to come here. You coming here. So kudos to them on that. As far as losers, again, I hate to sound like a jerk, the Charlotte Hornets. And not that Con Knipple is not a good player. I think he's going to be a solid player. Me and you talked about this a little bit last week. Con Knipple will be a 10-year vet in this league. He will. He'll have a place in this league for 10 years. That's for sure. Like, no question about it. Con Knipple is not somebody that should be drafted at 4. That's just the truth. Two things can be true. He's a good player. He's not worth being drafted at 4. I think, that's just my personal opinion. I think he kind of does fit what the Hornets are at least trying to do right now. But again, at 4, no. And then they took the other white kid too. What's his name? The other white kid they took. I can't even think of his name.
Liam
McNeely. Liam McNeely.
Yeah.
They took him. And again, a good player. Actually, I like that pick actually more than the Con Knipple pick, honestly. Just taking Con Knipple at 4 just seemed like a reach to me, man. I'm sorry. So I would say they were the loser of the draft. They were one of the losers of the draft. In my personal opinion, I don't think they had any picks, but I'd like and this probably leans more into the free agency thing. Lakers, I wish they would have got a little bit more active, especially with the whole news with LeBron James, which I guess we're probably going to jump into in a minute. They just didn't do enough for me. So those are kind of the losers and winners to me of the draft.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Malik, before you go, he said, who should have been taken at 4? I would have took Ace Bailey and told him, oh, well, you coming to Charlotte. Personally, that would have been my take. I'd have said, Ace Bailey, you coming to Charlotte. Who cares? I'm putting him at the 2. I'm putting Melo at the 1, and I'm putting Miller at the 3. Because Miller's like, what, 6'6", 6'7"? He probably could play at the 3 now. He would have to gain a little bit of weight probably, but it's positionless basketball anyway. So it would have probably worked. And I would have picked up Ace Bailey because we don't know what the future is with LaMelo, bro. This man ain't played a full season. Has he ever played a full season or 65 plus games in his whole career?
He hasn't played over 51 in like 3 years, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't even know what the future is with LaMelo. So I would have took Ace Bailey and said, we're the Charlotte Hornets. We don't have time to take safe picks. We're the Charlotte Hornets. We don't have time to take safe conservative picks. You just don't. You're the Hornets. That's just the fact. I'm not trying to crap on that. That's just the facts. I would have took Ace Bailey and said, look, bro, you coming to Charlotte. We don't care how you like it. You coming to Charlotte. We putting you at the 2. You and LaMelo going to have to figure it out. That's what I would have did. I would have even been okay with taking the kid from Texas over Con Knipple. What's Johnson? Trey Johnson. I'd have been okay with taking him over Knipple because the upside. I just think Con Knipple is a good role player, a good starter. I'll even give him that. I think the absolute best that Con Knipple can be is like Austin Reeves or like Duncan Robinson. Like that's probably the best of him. And again, I don't think that's somebody you take at 4. At 8, sure. At 10, sure. At 15, sure. At 4, no. You just don't, in my personal opinion. I just don't think you do that. But my bad. Go ahead, Cam.
No, you good. So I like what you said about everything. I think Utah for me is probably the biggest winner of the draft. I really love what they did. Ace Bailey and my man from Florida, Walter Clayton Jr. I think those were huge pickups for them. So I do actually like what Utah did. Another big winner for me was actually the Phoenix Suns in this draft, because I love Maluach is one of my favorite players in the draft, and I think he's going to be a really good center for them for the future. And then on top of that, they added Mark Williams from the Charlotte Hornets in this draft as well. So I really think they did a really good job. I love what your Hawks have done, and we'll get into them in the next couple of minutes. But another team that I thought did a really good job, in my opinion, I like what the Heat got, the value that they got out of Kasparis. I ain't even gonna pronounce his last name, but the guard from Illinois. I think he's a really good player, to be honest with you. So, and the Suns also got Fleming. All right,
Mhm.
so they Rasheer Fleming. So that's I mean they got really good value in my opinion from this draft. Um, and then as far as losers, to me the biggest loser in this whole draft was the Brooklyn Nets. They
Yeah.
they stunk it up, and they had 5 picks, and they selected all 5 of them. And to me, they didn't do a good job at all. They picked, I want to say they picked 4 guards out of their picks, and a lot of them. You want to talk about a reach? I mean, they were all Igor Demon was a reach at 8 in my opinion. Um, I think they got they got Traore from France, another guard, Ben Saraf from Israel, guard, Danny Wolf, also from Israel
Oh
and
no, they
Michigan,
worse than the
a
Hornets,
forward.
man. My bad,
Yeah,
Hornets.
no,
I ain't mean slander
they did
y'all
a
like
real
that. Good
no, they did a
God, yeah,
really bad
Brooklyn
job.
definitely
They did a
did
really bad
terrible. My
job.
bad.
Now don't get me wrong, if some of these guys pan out, then sure, but they didn't in my opinion, with a lot of the picks that they had, they didn't capitalize on it. I think they just tried to essentially throw darts at the wall and just see if one of these guys is going to pan out.
Stick. Mhm.
Um, and I don't know, and maybe they will. You know, I don't know. I haven't scouted none of these guys, so I don't know. Maybe they know a little bit more than me. I know Demon was high on some people's board, so that's
Mhm.
something about it. But a lot of these other guys were just really head scratchers. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't too impressed with what Brooklyn did. And then I actually want to talk about Charlotte just for a quick second. I don't hate what they did in this draft. I really like what they got. They took 4 players. They got Knipple, Sion James, Cockburner, and then they got your man Liam McNeely as well. So I actually do like what they was able to pick up in this draft. As far as Con Knipple as at 4, I actually picked it some years not years ago, but months ago. I actually thought they
Mhm.
was gonna select Con Knipple there. And I think he's a really good player, to be honest with you. Um dude now over a guy like Ace Bailey, I don't know. Over a guy like you said, I think a lot of Hornets fans wanted Trey Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would select Knipple over those guys, but I do think he was worthy of a top 5 or 6 selection for sure. And I think it's gonna work for them, to be honest. I think as long the one thing about it though, I always said that Knipple would be a really good player on a contending team.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a guy that can knock down shots. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he would have fit well maybe with a team like the Nuggets, obviously my squad. I think he would have fit well with, a team like the Magic, a team that's prime position to compete right away. The thing about the Hornets is he's gonna have to come in, he's gonna have to start day one. And lottery picks, they're expected to get playing time early, but I think to maximize his potential, I don't know if this is the best situation for him, considering based off of the health of their other stars, he's probably going to end up being a number one option at some point this year, depending on if Brandon Miller can stay healthy or not. And I
And
hate to say
Melo.
it, but the way that Melo's been, his health has been in the last couple of years, you can pretty much bet that he's probably not going to finish the season at this point. So, so I don't hate the pick at all. Actually, I really like the pick. It's just, it's just a rough situation to go into. But I
Let,
think
let,
they
let me
overall they
ask
had
you
a really
about
good
Knipple a
draft.
little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
My issue with Knipple is the limitation of athleticism. And this is not just, oh, he's white. It's just, this is a fact. If you're the number 4 pick overall and your limitation is athleticism in a game, let's just keep it real here, y'all. In a game full of athletes that have high athletic potential, I think Knipple's already reached his athletic potential personally. And for a
hmm
white boy, he actually is athletic. I want to actually come out and say that. For a white boy, he's very athletic for a white boy. But when we talking about like Trey Johnson, who else was drafted around that time? Ace Bailey.
Ace
I mean,
Bailey,
these guys are athletic
DJ
freaks,
Edgecombe
man.
was before
DJ
him, but
Edgecombe. Like, these guys' athletic potential is up here. And that's my biggest problem with Khan. I think Khan's going to be a solid, good player. I do. I don't think it's a terrible pick. I just think that's somebody I wouldn't have took at 4. At 7, sure. At 8, sure. At 4, no. I'm just me personally. What I would have did is I would have baited Washington to move up, come get Ace Bailey, because that's who they wanted, and that's where he wanted to go. Get you a couple more assets because you're Charlotte. You're going to need every asset you can get. And I think Con Knipple would have been sitting there at 7 or 8 or wherever they draft. Where did Washington draft at?
6.
He would have been there. He would have been there. I'm telling you, he would have been there. He'd have been there right at 6. And you would have still got the same person.
You think Utah was going to let that white boy pass?
I do. I do. I really do. I think they would have took Trey Johnson.
Maybe so.
Because I think the reason that they moved on from Colin Sexton is because Ace Bailey's in town.
Right.
They needed another wing, and I think Trey Johnson would have fit what they needed. Because there's a lot of rumors about Lauri Markkanen getting traded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's my take on it. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. I was gonna say my last winner of the draft. So in my opinion, these are actually the biggest winners. The Spurs. They got Dylan Harper and they got Carter Bryant out of Arizona. So I think for what they got, to me, in my opinion, the Spurs, they just built themselves up for the future. They got their future starting small forward, and they got their future guard next to Stephon Castle. So I think they're I really think the Spurs are building something to behold in the future. And I also want to give a shout out Oklahoma City, man. They got another one, bro. Thomas Sorber. They got a center. They got their future Isaiah Hartenstein. They're good after this year because Sorber is another guy who
Resty, man. God, he's so good.
Is another guy who he takes he sits behind Hartenstein this year, right? Sits behind Jalen Williams. Just got a contract, so that's gonna be their center formation. They center room for the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Next to Chet Holmgren. So I think Oklahoma City had another good run, but that pretty much wraps up the draft. For me, I don't think there were any surprises. I think Ace Bailey, like you said, going to Utah, falling that far. I probably agree with you. If one of them teams wanted him, force that man to come play for you. What he gonna do?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What he gonna do? He a millionaire. Utah is a blessing in disguise for him because he has no pressure. There's nothing for him to even try to get in no trouble. He's gonna be all right up in Utah. Go up there, put up numbers, and if you want to leave in 4 years, go on and get you a bag somewhere else. You can go. So I think he got himself. I think he. You could kind of see it on his face that he might not want to go there. He said he didn't really want to go there before the draft process, but he's still going to be playing for the Utah Jazz this year, and that's all that matters. Yep. So I gotta give him credit, like you said, for going ahead and making that move. But moving on, if you're ready, let's go ahead and talk about NBA free agency. So what's been happening the last 2 days? All right. I want to say, man, where did that tweet go? I lost it again. Hold on 1 second. Let me go get it. But I want to say that we have seen so much movement in the last couple of days, and I know a lot of people were expecting a lot bigger bangs, but we got some pretty good moves here. So I'm gonna go down a list real quick, all right? And you can either stop me and just point out something, or you can just wait until I'm done and you can pick up on a few if you want. But I'm gonna go down the list. This is from day one, okay? So this is from yesterday. All right, so Jaren Jackson Jr. got extended with the Grizzlies. So he got himself a nice little contract there. I probably say the biggest move of the day, in my opinion, obviously. Cam Johnson and Michael Porter Jr. pretty much got traded straight up. Yeah. So the Nuggets sent Michael Porter Jr. in a 2032 first for Cam Johnson to the Nets. And then D'Angelo Russell signed with the Mavericks. Brook Lopez signed with the Clippers, not the Lakers, but with the Clippers. Y'all got Nick Alexander-Walker, the Hawks did. Mm-hmm. Dorian Finney-Smith took his talents to Houston. Bruce Brown decided to come back to the Nuggets. He decided to run it back. Jordan Clarkson to the Knicks. Gary Trent Jr. back to the Bucks. Kevin Porter Jr. back to the Bucks. And Taurean Prince back to the Bucks. Trey Jones went to the Bulls. Luka Garza signed with the Celtics. Nick Batum went back to the Clippers. I know you got something you want to say about that. Ty Jerome decided to go to the Grizzlies.
Okay, I didn't know that one. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he signed a pretty good contract with them. Santi Aldama and Cam Spencer also went back to the Grizzlies. Your boys, Luke Kennard to the Hawks. I thought that was a really good pickup. Mason Plumlee back to the Hornets. Dennis Schroeder went to the Kings. The Lakers' loan move in the last couple of weeks, Jake LaRavia from the Kings, or LaRavia. Tyus Jones to the Magic, which I thought was a really good pickup for them. Zaire Williams back to the Nets. Deron Sharp back to the Nets. Kevon Looney took himself to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that was last night. Karis LeVert to the Pistons. That's a good pickup for them, I think. Paul Reed back to the Pistons. Clint Capella decided to
thank God he off my team, Lord Jesus. Thank you, God. I'm sorry. I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's back to Houston, right?
Back to Houston. That's right.
Okay.
Jeff Green, Aaron Holiday, Jason Tate back to the Rockets as well. Trendon Watford to the Sixers. Luke Cornett to the Spurs. Colin Gillespie went back to the Suns. Nigel Hayes Davis back to the Suns, and then Joe Ingles back to the Wolves. So those are the moves from day one, and then from today, we got a couple more moves as well. So first things first, the day got kicked off. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander signed a massive contract to where he's now the highest paid player in NBA history.
Congratulations to him. Well deserved. Arguably one of the best single seasons in the history of basketball.
In the history of the league. Yep. Yabusele from the 76ers decided to go to the Knicks, and his choices were between the Knicks and the Nuggets, and he decided to go to the Knicks. So Miles Turner signed a massive contract with the Bucks, which I thought was surprising.
The Pacers may be cooked.
Oh, they're done. Yeah, if they don't get DeAndre Ayton,
they're in trouble. Their window.
If they don't get DeAndre Ayton, they're in trouble. And they might be in trouble anyway. So
they might be in trouble either way it go. Yeah, because I wasn't expecting Turner to leave. That kind of shocked me when I heard that today. But go ahead.
Same here. Yeah, I was surprised too, because all them years he was in trade talks, I guess he decided to go on and leave on his own volition. So, more power to him. He got his little bag. Probably the biggest news of the day, I would say, though, the Bucks waiving Damian Lillard is kind of crazy. And they did that to create space for Miles Turner, which is really insane. And the reports say that Giannis is not pleased with their decision to waive Damian Lillard. And that comes from Chris Haynes, who is a close family friend. My favorite move of the day, of course, is the Nuggets actually did another trade. So we traded Dario Saric, who played pretty much 0 minutes last year, for Jonas Valanciunas, of all players. So to me, that was a really big get. I mean, he's a starting level center who's going to be backing us up. So I thought that was awesome. Gary Harris, a former Nugget, who's just recently with the Magic, signed a 2-year deal with the Bucks. And then the Hornets made a trade, Pat Connaughton and 2 second-round picks. And they traded away Micic. There's a guy I know they didn't really care for. So, like I said, Schroeder signed him a big deal with the Kings.
Hold on, Connaughton going where now?
He going to the Hornets.
Oh, that's actually a good little move for them. He's a good little role player. That's a good move for them. Go ahead.
Yep. So they building a team.
Well, they got a whole bunch of white shooters out there, don't they?
Yeah, a team of culture. You know what I'm saying? That's how they.
Yeah.
That's how they say. Jericho Sims to the Bucks. I don't even know how to say this dude's name, and he ain't nobody anyway, so we're gonna skip him. But he signed with the Raptors. Jakob Poeltl signed with the Raptors as well.
I did see that. $100 million
That's
for a role player.
He good though. I ain't gonna lie. He pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good role player. Don't get me wrong, but $100 million for a role player is crazy.
Yeah,
but teach his own.
He holding it down for them. Al Horford still hasn't decided, but I've seen the Lakers name, I've seen the Thunder name, I've seen the Nuggets name. So somebody's gonna get, and it's crazy. He's still playing. I feel like he got
Yeah.
to be about 40 now,
Yeah,
but he's
that's
still
crazy.
playing at a high level. The Celtics made another small move. Josh, I don't know, midnight, 2 years, $5 million. I don't know. The Nuggets got Tim Hardaway Jr. today as well. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I did.
Drew Eubanks got waived by the Clippers, but he most likely will sign with the Kings, and they just out there doing stuff. Larry Nance Jr. back to the Cavaliers, and then Duncan Robinson signed a pretty massive deal with
To Detroit, right?
the Pistons. Yep.
I seen that right before we got on here.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's
a lot.
That was the last move. Yep.
Okay. So let me
give
get
me
my
your-
take real quickly.
Yep.
If you don't mind.
Yep.
The Nuggets are cooking. They doing a really good job building, because that's something that you and me have talked about the last couple of years, is y'all depth on y'all bench. And I feel like now y'all building some good depth and some good role players. So I think y'all are cooking. I actually let you have the floor. Actually, you go ahead, because since we talking about the Nuggets, go ahead.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. I'll make it quick, man. I'm gonna tell you. So this is our potential depth chart, is what I've seen. So at point guard, and this is really where we're the weakest, is at guard right now. It's Murray, it's Brown, Christian Brown, that is. So our starting lineup should be Murray, Brown, Cam Johnson, the newest addition to the team, obviously Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic, and then our backup. So we're looking at Jalen Pickett as the backup point guard, which that's why Calvin Booth got fired, because he was really adamant about him. So we'll see what he can do at that backup guard spot. Bruce Brown is back to guard, so that'll be nice. Small forward, I feel like is pretty deep in my opinion, and really just the whole front court, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Julian Strother, who had a really nice moment against the Thunder. Hunter Tyson from Clemson. And then you got Peyton Watson, who's been playing for us for a while now. Zeke Naji as well. And then Jonas Valanciunas and Deron Holmes coming back from an Achilles injury. So I really like
y'all got Jonas Valanciunas?
That's what I said earlier. Yeah.
That's why I said that.
That's why I said that was my favorite move.
Then.
That's why I said
that was my favorite move. And that's a good backup behind Joker too, as well.
Yeah. That's what I said.
I didn't know. I didn't hear you say Valanciunas.
Yeah,
no.
I said we traded Dario Saric for Jonas Valanciunas straight up.
That's a hell of a move.
That's what I'm saying. You did.
Oh yeah, y'all cooking. I didn't know y'all had got. I knew the rest of that, but I didn't know about. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Nuggets.
And that doesn't even include. I forgot that doesn't even include Tim Hardaway Jr. So he's actually going to be. So in that guard spot.
Guard too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all got y'all okay. Yeah, that's some good depth.
You see what I'm saying? That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Depth. So yeah, the Nuggets are cooking. That's because you remember last year you were complaining around this time last year, you were saying we ain't doing nothing, we ain't making no move. This year y'all turned it up a notch. Y'all making moves. So shout out to y'all. I think the team I'm the most impressed with, unfortunately, is my team. The Hawks. I cannot believe it. We are actually cooking right now in free agency. We've done a really good job, and we have been linked to Giannis. We have been linked to Giannis as well right now. They got us leading as like, you know how they do them look bet nod gambles. We are number one with the best chance at landing Giannis, which tells me somebody knows something. If the Hawks just popping up at number one to get Giannis ain't no coincidence, bro. It ain't. I ain't saying it's gonna happen. That ain't what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that's a random place to just say, "Oh yeah, Giannis gonna end up in Atlanta." No, that I've been here in New York for him for years, Miami for years. We ain't never heard Atlanta until today,
right?
Or this week, the last 24 hours, really. If we get Giannis, man, God.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And this is a legit question. You probably I know you're gonna say yes, but I'm looking at your roster. Who would you be willing? I'm sure you'd be fine with.
I'm willing for Giannis. I'm willing to come off anybody. I don't care.
Straight up.
I'm willing to come off anybody for Giannis. Giannis is a top 3 player in this NBA. I'm willing to come off anybody in anything. If Giannis say, "Oh, okay, I'm cool with going to Atlanta with whoever," even if it's saying Trey got to go too, I'm fine. I don't care.
Man,
I don't care. Giannis is a top 3 player in this league. He would be a lot more attractive with free agencies in Atlanta than he would Milwaukee. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So I don't care if you're blowing this whole thing up and just getting Giannis to Atlanta. I don't care. You can trade Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Trey Young. I don't care. This is a top 3 player in the league, Cam.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've already accepted it. Whatever comes with it, I'm cool with. Even if that includes Trey Young. Now, to get back to where we're at now, I do like the roster we have right now. It's really impressive. When you think about KP, if he can stay healthy, of course. Jalen Johnson will be back. We still got to see what Okongwu can do. Trey Young, obviously. We are kind of loaded. We are Dyson Daniels. We are loaded. I'm not going to lie. We have a good roster. I mean, low-key on paper, you could argue this is the second or third best roster in the East. I think the only one that's probably ahead of them at this point, clearly, is Boston when healthy, which next year they won't be, and then maybe Cleveland and New York. That's it. I don't think any of these other teams are better than the Hawks on paper at this moment. On paper.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it. I think we've done a great job. But if that Giannis thing happens, I don't care. Everybody's up for grabs because this is a long-term move. I won't even care about next year.
Correct.
We can suck next year. I really wouldn't care because Giannis is going to attract people down the line. Yeah. So I'm whatever. If the Giannis thing is true about him wanting to come to Atlanta, everybody's up for grabs. I don't care. As much as I love Dyson Daniels, as much as I love Jalen, as much as I love Okongwu, even as much as I love Trey Young, all of them packing their bags. I'll go back to Atlanta to pack y'all bags for y'all for Giannis.
Yeah.
Like that's just a fact.
Yeah.
But go ahead, though.
That's what I was really wondering. Because my thing is really what you're doing, and this is my take on it, is next year, I think y'all have a legitimate shot at something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Agree. Whether that be Eastern Conference Finals, whether that be a finals appearance, whatever it is, I think y'all have a really, really legitimate shot on paper to make some noise. If you get Giannis next year, it all goes away, which is crazy to say because he's the best player, arguably the best player in the world still, but it all goes away because you have to blow up something, to get him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're probably giving up pretty much everybody not named Trey Young, probably.
I would
think have to give him up.
I would think you're giving up Jalen Johnson and Reese Shea at the bare minimum.
Oh, more than that. You're giving up multiple first round picks.
Which to me is a lot.
The Dyson Daniels, it's everybody's up for grabs. We gotta think about it. Giannis is a top 3 player in this league, bro. Everything's up for grabs.
But you also got to think about what they like the way that things have been valued as of late. For some reason, stars, depending on their age, stars haven't, and the contract situation too. That's why that's where the NBA gets tricky. See, in the NFL, it don't even matter. They just, you could be like, oh, we got to talk about that trade too.
Minka and Ramsey. Yeah, we'll hit it real quick.
But it's just the way the NBA does trades. You'd be surprised. Y'all might not even have to give up a whole lot. I really don't know what y'all got to give up, but you'd be surprised the way them NBA trades be working. Because you would think, oh, they're gonna ask for 10 first-round picks. They might not, because their backs might be against the wall. You see what I'm saying? Because if he make it known that he want out of there, that's it. They ain't got the Bucks have no leverage whatsoever. If he make it known. So that's the tricky thing. But we can move.
We'll give you Okongwu and Jalen Johnson 2 first-round picks. Take it.
Yeah. Take it or leave it. Yeah.
We'll give y'all that.
Yeah. Take it or leave it.
We do that. We do that now. I think we still got a chance to do something next year if we do that.
I'm telling you.
We be sitting really pretty then.
I'm telling you, if you could pull something like that off, so that's the trick. We gotta see what it looks like. Because if you can make it look good, oh man, y'all might still be in the mix. But we'll see though. It might take a big contract though, so it might like you said, it might actually be Trae Young, for real,
Yeah.
which is like you said, that's okay for
Yeah,
Giannis.
for
Yeah,
Giannis,
that's fine.
I wouldn't
That's
care.
cool.
Shoot, honestly.
Yeah, Dyson
Let
Daniels gonna have to get ready to learn point. So
let me ask you about the Bucks situation just in general, with more so with Dame. So
yeah,
Dame getting cut today was like the biggest, most surprising news. I was not expecting to see that. And then didn't
yeah.
he have blood clots and then ruptured his Achilles as well?
Klotz and tore his Achilles.
And then they just cut him. That's wow. That's
Yeah.
heartless. But yeah, let me ask you about that because I'm kind of in the camp, and again, this is no disrespect to Dame. I'm just being honest. He kind of gives me off the same vibe as KD. Not as far as like he's a tyrant or he's annoying. I just think he's kind of like cooked or close to being cooked. Now,
Mm-hmm.
yes, can Dame still give you 21, 8, and 7? Probably, yeah. But he's not where he used to be, and I don't think he'll ever get back to where he used to be. Do you think there should be a whole bunch of teams clamoring for Dame, especially at the guard position where the NBA is kind of in a good place right now with guards? So,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
So the answer is yes. I think
Okay.
they should be banging down. They should be calling him up
So,
immediately and
who do
say
you think should be calling?
the Miami Heat.
Okay, so
That's
the
where he need to
Miami
go
Heat.
to.
Okay.
That's where he need to go to. The Miami Heat. They need to be
I
calling
mean,
him
that's where he wanted to go
immediately.
originally. I'm pretty sure that's where he's going to end up.
That's where he probably gonna end up. And
Yeah.
the Heat are in a situation where this year they probably not gonna be that good anyway.
Yeah. Right.
And Dame is taking essentially this year off
Off.
to
Yeah.
heal. That's a perfect situation, in
Yeah.
my opinion, because you got Bam Adebayo, you got Tyler Hero, who we know can play both the 1 and the 2. You got you got some Jaime Jaquez, I
And he
believe,
can take a cheap
will
deal
still be
too as
there
well because he's still gonna get his paycheck from Milwaukee
from the
Bucks.
Bucks. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And so now he can attract. That's the real kicker right there. If you can convince Dame Dollar to come to your building for cheap, say, hey Dame, we're gonna give you a nice little contract, but we know the Bucks still paying you $22 million a year for the next 5 years. If you can come in and we can build a contender, let's go win this thing. Now that just depends on if Dame is willing to do that though.
Yeah.
Because
I was
now
looking
I'm
at
looking
Dame
at
Lillard age. So Dame Lillard is actually gonna be 35 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, actually. He's gonna be 35. So that's what I was looking up just now.
Yeah.
So
The 30.
35.
I think I'm gonna give you another team that I think should call him. And obviously this team always in the mix. They always want stars. Los
Yeah.
Angeles Lakers. You already old.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing to lose at this point.
And you
You
don't.
have nothing to
The thing
lose.
about that though is him and Luka both being very ball dominant. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with LeBron, which we need to kind of get into that too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good point. I mean, I don't know if two ball dominant players, but I mean, LeBron's pretty ball dominant as well, and he
Very,
seemed to
very
kind of
much.
work with Luka. I wonder if they did something like that, would they go ahead and trade Bron though? You see what I'm saying? Like, would they go ahead and say, yo, I don't think there's going to be, this is probably unpopular opinion. I don't think there's going to be much of a market for LeBron James. I don't. And the reason why I think we all pretty much know, it's like the most loud, quiet, this is my last year. Like, everybody knows. Like, everybody. Like, he can get up here and pump fake. We know it's Jover. Like, this is it. This is the last year he's coming up on. Year 23 is it for LeBron. So I think his trade value off of that alone,
24.
it's got to be for a team that knows they want to win right now, or got a chance to win right now. And LeBron's like the missing piece, or like a team like LKC, which it would make no sense for them to do it. They got a perfect nucleus, so it would make no sense for them really to do it. But I think about a team like the New York Knicks, or like who else just seems like they're just missing a player or so, like somebody like that. Cleveland,
the Magic.
The Magic. You know, those are the type of teams I could see, you know, having somewhat interest in LeBron. But I don't think
you're
going to get
LeBron,
some big
I thought you
return.
meant Dame. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get a big return for Bron at this point. So I don't know. That's just my take on it.
And you should, and so a couple of things too for LeBron James. You know, he opted into this contract, so this is his last season with the Lakers,
Correct.
regardless.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So every team is probably looking as like, even if this ain't his last season playing ball, we can sign him in free agency. We can sign him to a 1 year, 2 year deal or whatever he want to do. You know what I'm saying? So Trey Mann just signed a 3 year deal, $24 million with the Charlotte Hornets, by the way.
So Trey Mann's officially back with the Hornets. Okay.
Yeah.
They were saying he was a long-term, because people were saying, well, they got Colin Sexton, so they might not bring him back. So that's good for him. They were saying he was the long-term play. It sounds like he was a long-term play. So good for him.
Yeah. One thing I will say about the Hornets situation too, they ain't got no center, bro.
At all. Who is it? Diabate? Is that
Diabetes, bro? I don't know. I don't know who else. I don't know who else they got.
You call that man Diabetes, bro.
Musa Diabetes, bro. I don't know who else they got.
Yeah, Musa. I don't know.
Plumlee. I guess that's the other guy.
He ain't no starting center in no 2025, man. He was barely a starting center in 2018, man. No.
Yeah.
He ain't no starting center in no 2025. But they got a problem at center bad because they traded Nick Richards. That was last year, right? They got rid of Richards. You remember Nick Richards was there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I think they traded him last year.
I don't know where he ended up. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see who they got on their roster. I'm a check.
I know they got a problem at center. Whoever at center, man, just gonna get abolished next year. It's gonna be bad for them. It's gonna be diabolical because they ain't got no center help at all.
Oh, it's gonna have to be Cockburner, the dude that they drafted.
Cockburner, the rookie.
It's gonna have to be him because that's all I see on
there. Whatever that dude's name is, it's gonna have to be him.
So Musa Diabate, crazy, 6'9", but I was telling him, I was like, LaMelo might have to start playing. Might have to start playing power forward or something. He's 6'7", man. He might have to start playing power forward.
I ain't lying, cause that's crazy. Good God. Let's move on. Are we still on the NBA stuff, or is that it for the NBA?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you real quick.
Yeah.
Give me your give me 3 teams in the West. Give me 3 teams in the East. Actually, give me 4. Give me 4 of each.
4, like what you mean? 4 best?
Like like who do we think right now? Way too early predictions, contenders for out of the West and East.
Well, let me do the West. OKC's still number 1 to me. I think the Rockets are number 2.
Yep.
I still want to say Denver 3, especially with what y'all have built.
Yep.
And I'm going to say at 4 Minnesota as of right now.
Who was that? I didn't hear
that. Minnesota at 4.
Okay.
And then on the East for this upcoming year, I'm going to say at 1 is going to be – see, the East is a little more tricky. See, I think it normally would be Boston, right? But I think Boston's going to be dog crap this year. Oh, I forgot about Dallas. Dallas got to be in there. Dallas at 4. I forgot about Dallas. So I would put them. Matter of fact, I might put Dallas above y'all even. Actually, I would put Dallas at 3 and then y'all at 4. Yeah. So let me do that over. 1 OKC, 2 Houston, 3 Dallas, 4 y'all Nuggets.
Yeah.
And then on the East, I would do. Naturally, I want to say the Celtics, but I know they're not going to be as good this year. So I'm going to say Cleveland. Yep. I'm going to say New York. I'm going to say New York at 1, Cleveland at 2. Okay. Am I really going to do this? I'm going to say the Hawks at 3. I'm really, if they keep this nucleus like they got right now, it could be a problem. And I'm going to say the Magic at 4.
Yeah.
Right now, that's off the top of my head. I hope I'm not missing nobody. But and this is with Jason Tatum being out and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is with all that.
Yeah.
So this ain't with Jason. If Jason Tatum was fully healthy and all that, this would be different. But that's why I would go with it.
Yeah, I agree. I got the same exact 4 teams. I got in the East. I got
Because I think the Pacers, I would have put the Pacers there, but I think they're
no,
cooked after today. I
no,
think it's
no,
just
no, no.
cooked.
I ain't buying into that.
Halliburton's gonna be out all this year, and they just lost
And they
Miles
lost
Turner.
Miles Turner.
Their window
I'm
is
not,
over. They
I'm
had
not
a little
buying into
2-year
that.
window. It's cooked.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got so I got Cavs, I got Knicks, I got Magic, I got y'all Hawks, and then in the West, I got OKC, Houston, Dallas, Denver. Same
Yep,
same
same.
order there. So
Yeah,
yeah, so we locked in there. So
yeah,
but yeah, but we can move on real quick. So that'll be a wrap on the NBA today. If something else happened, we'll probably tweet
yeah,
about it or something like that.
yep.
So y'all follow us and everything. But I want to bring up real quick the NFL trade from
NFL trade.
yesterday.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
I just want to get your quick thoughts. So basically what the trade was, Minka Fitzpatrick back to the Miami Dolphins for and a late round pick for Jalen Ramsey and Jonu Smith. So it was a trade today too, that I want to bring up. And it was
Who
kind
got
of
traded
crazy.
today?
So the Dolphins actually got into the mix again. They traded for Darren Waller. And
Oh,
Darren
I
Waller
did
is
see that. I
retired.
did see that. I did see that. I did see
He
that.
coming
Okay.
out of retirement to play for them. So give me your thoughts on that whole package there.
So I'll go off the first thing first. The Minka, to me, I know Minka has had a down year or two now at this point, but definitely last year was probably his worst year of his career since he's been like at an elite to good level. It still doesn't make sense to me because Jalen Ramsey and him at this point of their careers are probably kind of equivalent at this point a little bit. I think Jalen Ramsey is probably going to get moved to safety at some point in his career as he gets older. That's kind of been the notion that I've kind of heard about him the last couple of years because he played a little bit of safety even at Florida State a little bit with Derwin James, like a little bit. And some pack, I remember when I went to watch them play Clemson, and I think this was she was back like 16, 17, whatever. But he was playing in a couple packages. He played safety for a little bit too. So I think he's going to probably end up moving to safety at some point in his career, probably soon. I didn't get the trade because this just seems like, for one, like why? Like I feel like they're kind of like the same player a little bit. So like, why did you just trade for the same player? I don't know why Arthur Smith has this fascination with Jonnu Smith. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Jonnu Smith did have like 80 plus catches last year, though. I did not know that until like today. But again,
he put it together towards the end of last year.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith did. I'll give him that. But overall, I mean, he's just kind of been like an average guy, like just a guy not trying to be rude until last year, it seems like. The trade just didn't really make much sense to me for the Steelers, personally. It just seems like they're just getting a bunch of old guys together and saying, hey, let's run this old retirement home and try to win one. And the thing about it is these older guys they're trading for are low-key not even that good. Like, they're not difference makers. Like, I hate to say it, DK Metcalf. I don't think he makes them much better than what they were with George Pickens. Like, that's just me personally. I don't think he makes them much better than what they were. Yes, he's a better wide receiver than George Pickens. We get that. But I don't think he makes the team much better now. If they would have said, we got Jettas, they're different. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's like the older Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he makes them much better than what they were last year. I just feel like the Steelers have gotten older and not better. Like, they feel like they're the same team going into last year that they are this year. You know, so that's my thing. As far as the Darren Waller thing, I guess good. I seen he was trying to rap at one point. I don't know what's going on now, but I guess he's back in the league. I don't know. Darren Waller's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, I think he's washed. He was last year, and Vegas was kind of washed. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have much on that, really, to be honest with you. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't really. I just brought that up because Miami said they were in the market for a tight end after trading away Jonnu Smith. And that was their decision. It was on Darren Waller. So that's why that's the only reason why I brought it up. But man, the trade, man, it's
I don't get it. Like, I don't.
It to me it's what I like to call I'm not even gonna call it a nothing burger. I think so. Miami, I think both teams actually lost this trade because the Dolphins, now you have nothing at tight end. Darren Waller ain't as good as Jonnu Smith is right now. So there's that right there is a wash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I think that Jalen Ramsey's still a really, 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 really good cornerback in this league. I know he said he wanted to lead, so that kind of puts you at a disadvantage. And getting Minkah Fitzpatrick back that's a good haul, but it's not going to change anything.
Right.
It's not going to add nothing to them. It doesn't, like, as you notice, nobody's talking about the Dolphins side of things because their team is still not that good. You know what I'm saying? It's still at the end of the day, Tua Tagovailoa is not playing 17 games. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing 15 games. So that right there, it's a wash. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Steelers go, Minkah Fitzpatrick did so much for that team. Like what is like the Pittsburgh Steelers are one of the few teams in the league where it doesn't really matter who they got out there at corner because their front line does so much and their back end does so much for them that they corners really just got to do their job. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't get beat overhead, you're going to be all right. And most of the time, if you get beat overhead, guess who's back there? Patrolling. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now you got Joey Porter, Jalen Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to work with. Who do you have on the back end? I don't know what they got going on back there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? TJ Watt talking about he not happy right now. So you got a lot of question marks, you know what I'm saying, as the Pittsburgh Steelers. To me, this trade didn't make any sense. And my thing is, if you wanted Jalen Ramsey, cool. But why you give up Minkah Fitzpatrick for it? If I was the Steelers, I would have much rather gave up a third or a fourth round pick for him than Minkah Fitzpatrick. That's one of your best players. So I can't get down with this one, man. I don't really understand it. It's not a 1-to-1 trade. It's not an even trade, in my opinion. Losing Minkah is going to do a lot of damage to that defense. Yeah. So I'm not with it.
I'm going to say something else too. And Denzel kind of hit on it here in the comments. I'm going to pin his comments. He said, to me, after this season, the Dolphins are cleaning house. Nothing is making sense of the decisions being made. I 100% agree. That's the only thing that would make sense. You let Tyreek Hill go. You trade Jalen Waddle. You get rid of Tua. I mean, just blow it up. Because it just seems like there's a nothing bird going on in Miami, in my personal opinion. Man. So I'm 100% behind what Denzel is saying. We got 190 people in the building, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all going crazy, showing love tonight, getting in the comment section. Let's wrap it up on this, Cam. College basketball. EA college basketball has been announced. It is in a return. It will be returning. They are in early production stages of this game. According to Mac Brown, by Extra Points, this game should be slated to come out 2028, 2029. So in about 3 years. Exciting news, man, for the gaming community, especially sports gamers like me. How did you feel about that? What was your take on that?
Yeah, man, I was excited because I was actually just thinking about a college basketball game like a couple of days ago. So it was really good that they decided to announce it. I heard that women's team's gonna be in the game too, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Now that's crazy to me because I was like, man, women's basketball is huge. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to put. I feel like you have to do that. The question is, are they gonna be able to put 600 teams in the game though? Because they got the last college basketball game, you know it because you was playing it on your stream one time.
Yep.
Had over 300 teams in it.
Yep.
Now you got to add the same teams got to have their women's component in there too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's double the teams right there. If they got a women's team, of course, they have a women's program.
Right.
So that's double the teams right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really curious to see how it works. I just want to rebuild Clemson. That's it. I know you want to get on there and rebuild UCLA, but
yes, I can't wait.
Man. That's it. That's all I want to do. I cannot wait for this. I'm happy. I don't even care about the whatever they had, like a Road to Glory or My Play or whatever it's called for them. I don't care nothing about that. I want that dynasty because I want to rebuild this program.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm excited about.
That's going to be exciting too, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited about, I think what happened was EA seen all the success. And I mean, let's just be real. College sports are more popular now than ever. So I think that EA seen the success of EA College Football, which was the highest selling sports game, I think, of all time, or like one of them. And I think they seen that and said, "Ooh, we have a market here." And I think once they seen that, and the reception yesterday looked pretty similar to the reception when we learned that EA College Football was coming back. So I think they really are excited about that future. Again, 2028 is a little bit of a wait at this point, but I don't care. I've been waiting 15 years. I'll wait another 3. So I ain't even mad at it, to be honest with you. I'll wait another 3 years for it. But I am excited. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I'm with you. I don't even care about like the road to glory type of stuff in basketball. My player, give me UCLA. Let me get my Bruins back to the top of the mountain. That's all I want to do. I don't even care about nothing else. I'll probably do a Clemson rebuild too, because I still kind of like to see Clemson do good. But let me get my UCLA boys back to the top. That's all I care. That's all I'll do is create my player and get UCLA back to the top, bro. But I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be kind of similar to what college football was the first year. Good, but probably a little bare to the bones. But again, man, I think that it's good for sports fans, gaming fans that love sports games. It's exciting. So I'm excited to have college basketball back, man. It's really exciting. I'm really excited about it. And like I said, just 3 more years. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back to 2029, but we know that could possibly happen. What you just said, 600 teams potentially have to be added in the game. So that's going to be a lot. Last thing before we go, EA College Football technically coming out Monday if you get the early edition, but Friday if you get the regular edition. What's the first thing you're doing when you get on EA College Football, Cam? Because we won't see you on the pod till after the game that came out.
True.
So I had to ask.
That's true. Man, I don't even know, man. Probably the same thing as last year. Moving up that dynasty, man. Actually, you know what? This year, I want to try that road to glory, man. I think I'm gonna try
road to glory too, man. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the road to glory, and y'all gonna crucify me. I actually got Madden this year for content reasons. So for content reasons. For content, it's for content. It's for content. I've been working behind the scenes.
But you know what, T? Madden actually looked pretty good this year, man. I can't even lie.
I'm not gonna lie. The deep dive is tomorrow at 11 for franchise, and I'm kind of a little bit interested. I'm a little interested. Man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, let me at least see what they talking about. So yeah. So I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm a little interested though to see how it goes. But what I will say is I kind of want to see what the game is gonna bring. I got the early edition. You know me. I got the early edition, so I'll have it on Monday. I'll probably stream it a little bit on Monday. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm cranking open that dynasty. You know it. I'm cranking up that dynasty with Clemson, especially because Clemson's gonna be fun to play on that game this year with all the talent we got. So I'm excited about that. They said so. One more thing, and I'm for real. I gotta go because I gotta go do something else after this. They said I talked to somebody. I won't put his name out there. I talked to somebody that actually got the game. Like they have the game. They're like one of the
beta
influencers for EA.
Oh, okay.
They got the game early, and they said Dynasty with the transfer portal, it ain't no joke. He told me that straight from his mouth. He said, Tony, I'm gonna let you know now, it's like real life. You have a slider on EA College Football to where if you want to drop it down to only 5 players transfer, you can do that. If you want to put it up to 30 players transferring, you can do that, and it'll be the wild, wild west. He told me he did 3 dynasty testers. He said he did one where he put it at 10. He did one when he put it at like 17, and he did one when he put it at 30. He said when he put it at 17, it was mayhem. He said it was crazy. He said when he put it at 30, people were transferring out the wazoo. It didn't even matter. He said it didn't matter. They were just it was crazy. So you're going to be able to customize a lot with this dynasty coming up this year. And when I heard him, he told me that yesterday. When he told me that, I said, "Ooh, that got me kind of excited." So you're not going to be able to, like, from what he told me, you're not going to be able to have like five 4-star quarterback sitting on your bench. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you do that, they will hit the portal. He told me it's best to
Okay.
get like a 5-star, then maybe get like a low 4-star the next year, and then maybe get like a 3-star that's okay with sitting for a couple of years. Because if you try to stack pile 5-star talent, they will transfer. There's not a question about it. They will transfer. So it sounds like if you're into like the portal being better and stuff like that, coaching carousel being better, I think we're going to be excited. That's all I can say at this point. But I think we're going to be excited. And you should be seeing a lot of content like starting like Thursday from people. So it's going to be an exciting weekend for sure if you like into like football gaming and stuff like that. But anyway, Cam, another good episode, brother. Appreciate your love and support as always, brother. I wouldn't want to do this pod with nobody else. We'll be back. Are we coming back? Are we coming back the 21st or the 15th?
We coming back we coming back. So we taking next week off, and then we coming back. I think we coming back to we can come back to we'll talk about it.
We'll talk. Well, it'll be either the 15th or the 21st. We'll be back.
Yeah.
I think the 21st would kind of make more sense though, because I do think that's when the college football like media days kind of start, and I feel like that's like the perfect time for like college football talk. Like I think when media days get here, that's when it's like, okay, it's college football time. Like we're here. So maybe the 21st, 15th, we'll let y'all know though. But again, appreciate y'all's love and support. Cam, did you want to say anything before we sign out today?
Nah, appreciate y'all, man. Once again, thank you for everything that y'all do.
Yep.
You know, it's been real. It's so fun, you know, and I'm happy that I think we had a really good episode today. I'm glad y'all was all here. So thank you for all of your love and support. And we'll see you all next time.
Yep, absolutely. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. We'll holler at y'all on the next stream. Y'all take it easy, man.